Club One Fitness Center and GM Appliances. Troy, Ali, Glenroy, Mandel, thank you as well. And those who called in also. Also, Jeroen, Julian, Emma, and Margaret, thank you guys for being my wonderful support team today. Stay exactly where you are. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
The views and opinions expressed on this show or program are not a reflection of the Bahamas Radio Network and, as an extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Let's talk about love, health and wellness, transformation.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6. Family Island Welcome. The Prime Minister spends the first day of the new academic year with Family Island students. Traffic safety. Police traffic division officers offering advice to motorists who have to endure the morning commute. And strategic plan. Officials at BAMSI mapping out a new plan for that organization. The Bahamas Tonight, first at 6, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The Prime Minister receives a warm welcome from Family Island students. Good Monday evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Thanks so much for joining us. The first day of the 2018-2019 academic year is now over as administrators, teachers, and students return to the classroom today to begin a new learning process. As Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis wishes students across the country well this new school year. He penciled in his schedule visits to the L.N. Coakley High School in Exuma and the United States Primary and San Salvador Central High Schools in San Salvador. In Exuma today, the Prime Minister received a warm welcome and inspired the students to do well this school year. He emphasized to the students the importance of education as well as to always remain positive throughout their lives.
Especially to those in the 11th and 12th grade, I pointed out to them that the government want to prepare them to be leaders of this country tomorrow. Nurses, teachers, doctors, lawyers, politicians, whatever. But they must be the CEOs of tomorrow, and they must be prepared. And to show our sincerity, as of this year, they would be able to enter BTVI free of charge. And as of next year, they would be able to enter the University of Bahamas free of charge. And in addition to that, we would provide them with a $500 per month allowance to ensure that that goes towards accommodation.
An inspirational poem was read to the Prime Minister during the Special Assembly at United States Primary in San Salvador. And minutes after that, Prime Minister Minnis not only gave San Salvador high school students some words of wisdom during his address, but even sat down and had lunch with them to hear about their plans for the future.
The government is demonstrating its sincerity to education and demonstrating its sincerity to succession planning, ensuring that our kids are ready for tomorrow and they are prepared to take this country to another level.
Well, Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, toured schools across the capital today. He was accompanied by the Teachers Union President, Belinda Wilson. Cleopatra Murphy was there too.
Thousands of students across New Providence returned to the classroom today, but the Eva Hilton Primary School is one of those schools where construction is incomplete. However, Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, says that will not impact the daily operations of schools.
In this instance, you're talking about an upgrade of an entire campus. You're talking about such significant modernization of this campus that you would have run over a little bit of time. But what the credit should be is that these contractors who came in the late part of May and has done a phenomenal job getting the school ready in time for opening day, September the 3rd, with jobs actually that would have taken nearly 7-8 months.
Lloyd says repairs for the most part are complete. President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, voiced concern over the continued works at the Eva Hilton Primary School and others, but was pleased with how the work is being carried out.
There are some of the classrooms that they're going to be able to use. The others that they cannot use is going to be cordoned off because safety is very important for the teachers and for our children. We also was at T.A. Thompson, so we had a major problem there with the water. So this morning they would have called and the water is still not on, so we're going to monitor that throughout the day.
Wilson says she hopes schools will be able to operate without issues, but she says something must be done to ensure schools are ready in the next academic year.
And it's my understanding that the physical plant and those construction work is really the work of the Ministry of Works. So the Ministry of Works has to get on top of their game. They have to ensure that the contracts are approved earlier, mobilization is given earlier, and that the contractors will be able to get in and out of schools.
The Minister of Education, who toured 9 schools and addressed students at CV Beth School, says education officials look forward to a good year. He also highlighted the success of that school in national exams.
Schools like CV Beth have done extremely well, very, very well. In the BJC results, we have seen a major improvement. Very happy about that. Of course, we are working on the BGC, and as you will see over time, the results will improve.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
With thousands of students heading back to the classroom today with the start of the new 2018-2019 academic year, the morning commute is oftentimes considered a nightmare, especially here in New Providence. And that's why the police continue to do their part to ensure that safety is on the streets. C.S. Gadley tells us more.
Road safety is of paramount importance, especially on a day like today, which is the official start to the 2018-2019 academic year. Now, officials from the traffic division had their hands full, and they got an early start out this morning as they canvassed several areas throughout New Providence, including this one on John F. Kennedy Drive. Here to tell us more about it is Inspector Karen Jennings from the traffic division.
We normally have trouble with traffic, high flow of traffic, like the Seabreeze Lane area, the Eastern Road area, Gladstone Road, and also some Alabat Highway. We do have traffic in some areas, but we're professionals and that's our job to help manage that traffic flow. We also enforcing the law as well.
15 officers, 12 of which were cyclists, headed out on the streets early Monday morning. Inspector Jennings stressed the importance of officers' presence on the streets. If not, he says it leads to many traffic offenses. He outlines what some of them are.
People who fail to keep left. You have persons who leave late, they're in a rush. They do anything they need to do to get to work on time. You have persons who get the baby ready. This is the first day, but that doesn't mean they're not prepared. We have persons who put their makeup on trying to get to work. These things occur every time, every year, same thing.
Jennings is hoping that with boots on the ground in high numbers, some of these offenses will be brought to a minimum or better yet, eliminated.
So far, so good. No reports of any incidents as far as I'm concerned right now. Everything is moving according to plan.
And from all accounts, it seems that the commute to school this morning was smooth and safe. C.S. Scotterly, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Sieska. Well, still to come, here are the expectations for the new academic year by both parents and students. First at 6 returns on the next side of this break.
When school ends, BTC summer vacation begins. That means freedom to switch it up and break a few rules.
Like a flying over season, when she touch down, she not stop call me. And I nothing for me breed, girl. Me want no cute like a Bob Marley. Me fix them.
Freedom to mix and of course mingle. Freedom to go wild and take the fun to a whole new level. Join the BTC Summer Vacation for exclusive rewards, cool prizes, and more.
Okay.
BTC, the bigger, better network.
Get ready! Commonwealth Bank wants to make this your best summer ever. Get the loan you need at a special discount this summer only. Cash for your best vacation, best laughs, best memories. And want to know the best part? You could win a trip for 4. So don't wait. The discount ends soon. Talk to us today about your best summer ever loan. Approval is fast and easy. Conditions apply.
Guys, come on.
genius.
On Tuesdays, get 9 delicious pieces of chicken for just $11.50 plus VAT. KFC, made for moms who know how to solve everything, even though it seems it can't be done.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Still talking education tonight over in Cat Island. Administrator Neil Campbell says officials conducted major upgrades to schools there, and they were all ready to accept students on the first day of this new school year.
I made a call to the district superintendent this morning, along with the chief counselor, Mr. Omar Stubbs, and we're fairly happy of the way the school repairs went during this past summer. And just to advise that most of those needs and wishes that the principals would have placed before the local board, we tried to address them along with the summer school repairs program. The council even erected signage in certain areas for pedestrian crossings and really tried to play their part. We know that Cat Island is an island where education is first and foremost. And we anticipate that the children, along with the teachers and the parents, will work hand in hand this particular school semester and term.
Several members of parliament based here in New Providence assisted students returning to school today to start the new school year. Crystal Darling tells us more.
Member of Parliament for Seabreeze Lanisha Roll was among government officials who greeted teachers, parents, and students at Sadie Curtis Primary today. Roll expressed what she believes is the most important thing for persons to keep in mind for children this school year.
Number one thing for children this year is safety. We want children to be safe, we want them to learn, and we want them to achieve. And that's most important. And so we have a safe environment. You see the police officers are around, the principal is here, the teachers are all here. What I like and I'm seeing is parents themselves. They're walking their children out of the cars, making sure that they're secured, and that is what we want.
Roll added that the presence of positive influences in students' lives is crucial for their development. Nassau Village MP and House Speaker Halson Moultrie accompanied Roll at the school and told us that from what he's observed, he is impressed with the children's interest in learning.
Education is the key to their success, and because it's important, we have taken time out from our schedules to ensure that we welcome them back and that we also monitor and ensure that the environment is safe and ready to go. Thus far, I am pleased at what I have seen. And I want to congratulate my colleague, Minister Jeffrey Lloyd, on the excellent work he and his team has done.
The children are eager to learn. We had an excellent summer camp this summer, and we have a combination of Seabreeze, Nassau Village, Pinewood, and South Beach kids coming here to this school. And so it's a good mixture, and I see the kids are extremely excited about this school year.
At Cleveland Enos Primary School, Pinewood Member of Parliament Ruben Ramming spoke of the importance of teachers creating a positive learning environment. Ramming adds that he is pleased with the government's digital upgrades, saying it is vital for 21st century learning.
But it's really the teachers that really prepare these schools. They prepare the walls. They make it a place of learning. It's a difference between the government provides a building, but the teachers create the nursery, the teaching environment. And I'm so impressed with the children here at Cleveland Enos and also at the Buttonwood preschool, so on and so forth. And I could see children blossoming. You know, we old heads right now with our iPhones still trying to looking for big digits. But you put that in the hand of a child, by the time that child is 5, they're an expert. And so that's going to be a paradigm shift, a positive one in our school system. And I really look forward to that.
Everyone is rooting for students, parents, and teachers to all academic school year. I'm Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Crystal. Well, after a long summer break, students are now back in the classrooms, and many are hoping to build upon their past achievements. Cleopatra Murphy.
It's no time this new school year.
I plan to get a higher GPA than I did last term.
Yeah, I want to bring them higher because I used to get A's, B's, and C's, but I just want to bring them higher so I can get all A's.
New to Anatole Rogers High School, students like Cecil Knoll shared their feelings about getting back to the classroom.
It's good. It gives me a second chance to do a little better than they did last year.
I'm just hoping for a new opportunity, and then I pray that I do good at my BJC results, because I see that, and then I want to do good at my BJCSE.
I want to try and make it on the honor roll, and try to be a better me.
Parents also made drop-offs at schools. Despite being sick, Shaniska Dean dropped her child off, while Father Hubert Duncombe hopes his children excel, but says parents, particularly fathers, should play a more active role in their children's lives.
I talked to her. She left out of junior school. She did well. And so this is now her first year in senior school. And, I'm happy for her.
Fathers, being active in the education, especially education and discipline of their children. So I pray that, we can, come together as fathers so that we can pour and continue to speak into the lives of our children, especially our young ladies and our sons, especially our son.
Other students also had their eyes on the prize academically while embracing new environments.
I want to achieve my goal, so I get to come to school and go to college.
I'm gonna get on the honor roll and focusing more.
Stay away from bad company, and improve my attitude mostly. That's about it.
I'm overall excited, especially how I start in a new school. I get to start a new beginning. Everything that happened last year, I get to improve on my attitude and change my grades, make a new impression.
For some students already pondering life after school, they say they will make the most of the education available to them and hope to make their parents proud. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Also making news first at 6 this Monday. This year, the management team at the Bahamas Agricultural and Marine Science Institute, BAMSI, over in North Andros, is structuring a strategic plan for that organization. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Michael Pintard, said the primary focus at this juncture is the opening of a new school year.
The Ministry of Works, in conjunction with BAMSI and the Ministry of Agriculture, will be holding a very important meeting this week to look at the remaining works that have to be completed in order to remedy the cafeteria, the dormitory, and then, of course, to make sure that the entire sewage system is worked out. And so we're trying to make sure that the physical infrastructure is in place to create the level of comfort for the campus that is necessary. The second thing that the board and its management team is working on is to make sure that they have the requisite persons who have the skills required to assist Dr. Hannah in the work that she is doing in making sure that BAMSI's reputation continues to grow as a research and training institute.
Minister Pintard says he's encouraged by the steps taken by BAMSI, as there would be an increased focus on research.
How do you put additional acreage under cultivation with a view of determining what are the best planting times, what are the most appropriate varieties, what is the cost of the inputs that are put in, and what is the yield farmers can expect? And then, of course, the extension officers will take this information based on the science to encourage persons to get into business so that we can reduce the food bill that we have as a country. For a very long time, since I was in grade 11, we were importing 80% of what we consume.
Well, that does it for National News First at 6. Stay with us. Jonathan Benson is next with sports.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Debit card, you can be in the know right now. Turn on notifications for your Visa card from CIBC First Caribbean, and you will know every time your card is used. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come.
My first memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I
did not always want to be a performer, I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this whole epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field though.
Many different things inspire me. It isn't anything specific. It's just, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free.
Tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
BTC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected. Family.
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 Every day, every day, every day.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Today was the official start of back to school. There are some new coaches and new places all over the country. We will try and get you that full list later in the week as everyone gets settled in. What we can tell you is the BAISS will begin with softball, while the GSSA and Grand Bahama will start with volleyball. Before students get into full gear, though, Kelsey Johnson has some important advice.
While many would like to excel academically, there are others who are hoping to find that balance, academics and athletics. For these student athletes, achieving top average in the classroom and a first-place finish in their respective sporting discipline is equally important. But what about the physical aspect? Dr. Cyprian Strawn tells us that being in tip-top shape is key, especially for those student athletes who are constantly training.
There are micronutrients that a lot of people are not getting, and this contributes to greater injuries and poor performances. Some of the coaches are actually more proactive these days, and there are a number of clubs that make sure that their athletes get a physical during the summer to make sure that when September rolls in, these people are already fit. Check to see what your athletes are eating. Check to see if they have little concerns. Are they having headaches every day? Are they sleeping well? Simple thing, do their gums bleed when they brush their teeth?
Now that the field is even with more female athletes stepping to the plate and taking part in sports, Dr. Strawn said coaches should pay extra attention to those who now experience menstruation.
You should have it in the back of your mind. This young child now is moving to another level. Puberty is setting in, and so the change where now they are losing nutrients every month in the form of their monthly cycle, you should have it in the back of your mind that they're losing something. Is it being replaced properly? And with modern diets, a number of people are straying away from getting red meat. We're trying to be healthy, so we're not eating red meat. We're eating seafood only. A coach, a mother, a parent should have it in the back of their minds. My child needs something extra.
He also stressed the importance of a healthy meal and vitamin intake, saying that there are a number of telltale signs coaches and parents can look out for.
Does your athlete stool every day? Sounds like a simple thing, but there are a number of people who say, no, I go every 2 or 3 days. That's a little warning sign. Are they not recovering from their injury, their ankle, their knee, their back? It may be their diet.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
The new college sports season is already underway. A couple of Bahamians on the gridiron over the weekend as the college football season officially kicked off. Senior offensive lineman Chris Ferguson got his first start for the Cincinnati Bearcats, and they scored a big upset win on the road over UCLA 26-17. As for Maven Saunders, the graduate transfer from Florida State, now playing with the Kansas Jayhawks, he had 2 receptions for 10 yards to go along with a 2-point conversion, but Kansas, they lost 26-23 to Nicholls State, which plays in the FCS, so definitely not the way the Jayhawks wanted to start the season. Kansas, they have an even tougher game this coming weekend when they travel to former Bahamas Bowl participant Central Michigan, and the Jayhawks, they'll be looking for their first road win since 2009. Ferguson, the Bearcats, they also return to the field on Saturday against Miami of Ohio. Another good week for Sydney Clark as she clinched her second straight singles title in as many weeks. The young tennis ace won the singles crown at the Wadadli Bowl in Antigua and Barbuda on Saturday, knocking off Amy Kaplan and come from behind fashion in the final 3-6, 7-6 and 6-3. Clark was also going after her second doubles title with Tangia Riley-Codrington of Barbados, but they came up just short, losing in the final in 3 sets, 5-7, 6-3 and 10-4. As for our pro tennis players, 2 were in qualifying at the F6 Future in Canada over the weekend. Jodie Turnquest went down in the second round to Francisco Ferrari from Italy, 6-love and 1. Philip Major made his exit a round earlier, losing to American Alexander Knight, 6-1 and 4. From the minor league baseball diamond yesterday, Jasrado Chisholm going 3 for 4, hit his 10th home run, 3 runs batted and 2 runs scored for Visalia. They pounded Stockton 10-2. Chavez Young and Todd Isaacs both going 2 for 4, but it was Isaacs and Lake County topping Young and Lansing 6-2. Lucius Fox 0 for 3, 2 stolen bases and a run scored from Montgomery. They shut out Mobile 4-0. As for Rashad Monroe, he went 0 for 2, a run scored for Dayton. They went down to Bowling Green, a final there of 8-7. Mother Nature not cooperating with the New Province Softball Association as they try and get in the first round of their playoffs. Postseason action postponed 3 times last week, forcing the league to play make-up games on what is supposed to be off days. Now today is one of those off days, but weather permitting, they will try and get a doubleheader in. And ladies play the Platinum Pool Sharks, leading the Johnson Truckers 1-0. As for the men, the Chances Mighty Mitts, they will try and even their series with the CNS Hitmen after a loss in Game 1. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Food. It is as essential as air is to breathe and water is to drink. Food is life. But where does our food come from? The Bahamas has more than 2,000 farmers, but it's hardly enough to keep up with our growing population. Or is it? We traveled the nation to find out the answers to the questions everyone is asking. Can we feed ourselves?
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, the tropics are certainly heat up. It's the peak of the season and it's certainly living up to that billing. We have a couple of systems out there. First of all, we have Tropical Storm Florence out there in the far eastern Atlantic. At 5 o'clock, Florence was packing winds of about 70 miles per hour. It's moving towards the west-northwest at 15 miles per hour, and we anticipate that we'll maintain that intensity moving pretty much parallel to Bermuda by the early part of next week. And then we're also looking at this area here. It's associated with a strong tropical wave that is also moving towards the west, and we'll keep our eyes on that system. And then we have Tropical Storm Gordon, which formed earlier. It's now making its way into the Gulf of Mexico. It's packing winds of about 50 miles per hour, and we anticipate that Gordon will move inland near the northern coast of the Gulf sometime on Tuesday, and by that time it could possibly become a Category 1 hurricane. But outside of our studios, we have a temperature of 84 degrees under partly cloudy conditions. Winds are out of the southeast at 12 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure, 1,017.7 millibars. It's 30.02 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks so much, Basil. That does it for First at 6. It's time now for a check on stories making news around the Northern Bahamas.
back to the classrooms for thousands of students on Grand Bahama. A school in mourning after 2 students die following a tragic accident. And police needs your help in locating a wanted suspect.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Wolfarkas, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, it was back to school today for students throughout the country. Here on Grand Bahama, the threat of rain did not affect the return of hundreds of students to the classrooms following that long summer break. Well, we have team coverage on back to school tonight, and we begin with Italia Hall in the Freeport area. Students were smartly dressed and ready for the first day of school. At the St. George's High School, Principal Keith Barr was happy to welcome the students back to the classrooms. Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, was also on hand for the start of the school year. He says the physical state of the schools was given priority.
We hope to do much better than we did last year. We want to make sure our technical and vocational program did really good with BGCSE national exam passes. So you want to keep that on track, and this year we hope to display a technical and vocational exhibition. We do that but every 2 or 3 years, to really showcase what we do here at St. George's High School. So we're excited about this year.
It is very important for us to come here and connect with the students and greet them on the first day and encourage them to ensure that they have a good semester, to be here for the teachers, and also let the parents know that they'll be a part of this entire experience. We want to advise them that they are to stay focused, knowing that they are indeed the future leaders.
Over at the Walter Parker School, there are some structural issues. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, was on hand to view the progress of repairs and to welcome the little ones. He says he is pleased with the repairs that have been made so far.
One of the things that we wanted to ensure was that there was no work being done during the school hours. So as you'll see, there are no contractors that are here. The place is cleaned up. And after school and during the weekends will be when the work will be completed. But we are happy. We wanted to ensure that there was a smooth opening. All of the students are here. None of them have had to be relocated, so we are happy about that. And so things are going well this morning.
District Superintendent for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Ivan Butler, noting that the contractors are actually ahead of schedule.
We still have some cosmetic work to do and some finished work to do, and we're anticipating that should be completed by the end of the week.
Principal of the institution, Edna Gomez, says the focus this year is success.
Despite some of the challenges we've been having, I'm so happy to see them. They're all excited to be back. I'm excited to have them back. Teachers are ready to go, and so we just want them to know success, hard work, excellence will be our mantra for this school year.
And at the Hugh Campbell Primary School, Principal Lily Strawn-Moxie says she is pleased to see the excitement on the faces of parents and teachers. She says the focus this year is technology.
Our teachers are poised for learning virtually and exposing the children to technology in a realistic way. This year, we are encouraging the students, the parents, and the teachers, not to mention the wider community, to support us as we promote lifting as you climb through technology.
Teacher Olivia Roll says this year she will be able to teach her students math and language using laptops.
We're using a class flow program where every student, I will be able to see what every student is doing from my master computer. If someone is struggling, I will be able to designate a specific activity for them to do.
Well, overall, most schools in the Freeport area are prepared and ready to go for the new school year. We now go to our Jay Philippe, who visited some schools in the Western District.
Thank you, Italia. We visited a few schools in the West Grand Bahama District, and we spoke to a few principals, and they seem pretty excited about day one.
At the West End Primary, Principal Navidia Mills says this year they will be putting emphasis on 2 main areas this school year.
We have a lot of new exciting things that are happening here at West End Primary School. We have a number of clubs that are going on, and we're really striving to make sure that we improve the reading comprehension level here at the school as well as the multiplication fluency.
Over at Martintown Primary, Principal Leslie Newton has high expectations for the new school year.
With a brand new school year, there are great expectations. Nothing but great things for Martintown Primary School.
While at the Martintown Primary School, we caught up with Member of Parliament for the area, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe.
We are particularly happy that the schools in West Grand Bahama continue to do well. Notwithstanding challenges, of course, that we have every academic school year, we believe that the most important thing that we have to do for our students is to show them that we can go through it and we can come out on top. This year we are all about staying in school and promoting that message of the importance of education, and I think that with the partnership between community leaders, parents and teachers, we'll do well for our children.
8 Mile Rock High Principal Chester Cooper, who's entering his second year at the institution, said it's important that the school improve from last year's BJC and BGCSE results.
We want to push our kids to perform better on examinations, and I want to just commend our teachers because they work so hard with our students, and we had an improvement in BGCSE and in PJC. And like I said, this year, I told them we got pushed the bar even further.
Still in the Western District of Grand Bahama, Bartlett Hill Primary Principal Gia Walker touching on some key areas that staff will be focusing on this academic year.
Reading is one of the key areas that we will be focusing on. We want to make sure that all students are reading at their grade levels or above. The expectations are quite high. Our students came in this morning full of enthusiasm. The parents came along as well and they were excited. So we're looking forward to awesome things this school year.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Jay Philippe.
Guys, well, officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force were out and about throughout the school zones today. The officer in charge of Grand Bahama, Assistant Commissioner Samuel Butler, heading the team of officers on the school beat.
We had an opportunity to dialogue briefly with some of the students, and they filled with excitement for this new school term, and we will continue to build a relationship with the stakeholders of the school and the students throughout the course of this year. We recognize as providing public safety for our children is very important to us, important on the agenda of our Commissioner of Police as one of his priorities, and we will continue to follow that mandate. But we also know that the students are certainly our future.
ACP Butler says as school reopens, the streets will be busy, and he's calling on all road users to obey the laws of the road.
Observe the school zone, slow down, and drive safe and precaution as they come through the school zone. And also we are speaking with the students and ensuring that they understand the rules of engagement of the road to be able to be safe, to walk on the sidewalk as much as possible and to stay out of the way of traffic.
Switching gears, back to school was anything but a happy occasion for students at the Jack Hayward High School today. The institution was hit by a tragedy just hours before the new school term began. Italia Hall was there.
The start of the 2018-2019 school year was not as pleasant here at the Jack Hayward High School, as two of the persons involved in the traffic fatality over the weekend were students of this school. One, a deputy head boy, and the other, a prefect. Both were preparing to enter the 12th grade. On Monday morning, a special assembly was held where many persons reflected on the lives lost. Students were emotional and fought to hold back tears as they heard a motivational message from Pastor Laquez Williams.
It's okay to cry because you have memories together, and those are the things that will keep you. Those are the things that should push you forward and say, I'm going to be the best me this school semester. Those are the things that should help you say, man, listen, I'm going to make sure I'm not going to skip class. I'm not going to do things that I shouldn't do because guess what? I want to honor the lives of the two guys. Many of you have questions trying to figure out how you're going to make it even through the rest of the school year. But can I tell you something today? The Bible says you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Is it going to be easy? Oh no. But with God help, you can get through this.
Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, visiting the Jack Hayward School, giving condolences on behalf of the government, while Member of Parliament for the area, the Honorable Michael Pintard, encouraged students to call on God and to express love while persons are alive because many wait until it's too late.
For all of us who are still here, I encourage you, as you go through this school year, to turn to each other. Don't be afraid to pay a compliment to a classmate or to a teacher or to a student. Don't be afraid if you admire somebody and you love them, to tell them how much you love them.
Principal Bronwyn Smith says the country has lost 2 potential young leaders and notes that the entire school can learn from the situation.
We are going to use it as an opportunity for all of our maids to realize that, you know what, I need to really buckle up, I need to make better choices, I need to realize that what I have to offer, I should use it for the best and to really elevate it myself, my school, my community, and actually to globally make a comeback, to cause them to think bigger.
Several psychologists were brought in to counsel the students. District Superintendent Yvonne Ward calling the day a sad one, noting that it is extremely difficult for the classmates of the victims.
All of them have been together from grade 1, and this was going to be their year where they graduate together, so of course it's going to be very difficult the entire year. But what's so sad about it is that Jack Hayward started last year with the loss of a member of staff. He had just retired, I don't know if you remember, Gary Campbell, and so they're going to have to regroup. It's a family, they are a family, and so I know that this too shall pass, and they will work through it.
The 2 young men involved in the traffic fatality are believed to be 17-year-old Franklin Cooper and 17-year-old Perez Hepburn. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
Thank you, Italia. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are with the family as well as the student body of Jack Hayward High School. Switching gears now, in other news, the government keeping its commitment to fully digitalize the public school system. Government signing a 5-year contract with the Bahamas Telecommunications Company to install Wi-Fi at all 172 schools across the Bahamas. While on Grand Bahama, the Minister of Education discussed some of the plans to be put in place to ensure that the primary school system is 100% digitized. Italia Hall reports.
The Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeff Lloyd, says a number of changes will come on stream soon to help transform the education system. He says the government has approved the application for BTC and Cable Bahamas to install fiber optic cable in every school for the new school year.
The objective is that the entire system become digitized by the end of the school year. That's next year, June. The entire system, 172 schools, 60 satellite education offices. That's number 1. Number 2, every school is going to be Wi-Fi throughout the system beginning September over the course of the next year.
Also come this September, he says primary school students across the country will have tablets.
That's approximately 30,000 students. So we are on our way. Contract is about to be signed where every pre-primary and primary school student will be having a device in their hand. Now, that device requires an internet. This is where BTC and Cable Bahamas comes in. And it also requires there to be Wi-Fi throughout the system. Each of the teachers in the primary school and the preschool will have a laptop and the teacher's aides.
The minister says technology is a vital tool within the education system.
More and more of our parents are choosing to have their children schooled at home. We also, you mentioned earlier about this issue with regard to teacher shortage. You have in some of the islands critical shortage of specialist teachers in science and mathematics. This will be remedied through technology. So we are anxiously awaiting for this rollout and the completion of it, which will enable us to cover a lot of gaps that now obtain in the system.
And as it relates to the entire curriculum, he says it will be reformed to make it more relevant to the needs and demands of today's society. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Your chance to get big-name appliances at a fraction of the cost is August 27th to September 1st at Dolly Madison's GE and Whirlpool Appliances. Scratch and dent sale. Refrigerators, washers, washer-dryer combos, freezers, microwaves, ranges, all drastically reduced. At the warehouse at Dolly Madison. August 27th to September 1st. But hurry!
Let's go, Junior! Let's go!
Come on down. Now.
It's back to school and back to school savings at Bellevue Business Depot. For all of your back to school and teacher supplies, they have it all at an extra 20% off retail price. Crayons, glue, markers, crayon pencils, backpack, character bags, meat notebooks and teacher supplies for the classroom and much, much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the backpack bundles for preschool, primary school and high school, loaded with all the supplies you need for back to school. Teachers get your first 8-foot butcher fadeless paper free when you purchase a minimum of 10 feet, as well as additional discounts at the coffee center. All at Bellevue Business Depot, located on Queens Highway.
Hi, I'm Wes. I'd like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Gold Rock Concrete, now manufacturing 4, 6, and 8-inch concrete blocks and ready-mix concrete. Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Police on Grand Bahama are investigating a sudden death matter. Shortly after 6 p.m. Friday, police were called to a residence on Bayshore Road, Hepburn Town, 8 Mile Rock, where the lifeless body of a male was discovered in a vehicle. Foul play is not suspected at this time, and police say that they will await an autopsy report that will determine the exact cause of death. In news from the Crime Beat, police in Grand Bahama needs your assistance in locating 24-year-old DiMaggio Wims of New Providence. He is between 5'6" to 5'8" in height, with dark brown complexion and medium build. He is wanted by the Central Detective Unit here on Grand Bahama for murder and should not be approached. Now, if you have any information on the whereabouts of DiMaggio Wims, you should contact CDU at 350-3107-12, 911-919, or your nearest police station. And finally, in news this evening, the Bahamas for Jesus national event is some 2 months away, but momentum is already high for what is expected to be a major move of God. Pastors and Christian leaders coming together at the Ruby Sis restaurant recently to plan that 3-day event. Megan Shepard has this report.
The Bahamas is the third country to be a part of the World for Jesus initiative. The Christian event, dubbed the Bahamas for Jesus, is expected to take place on all of the major islands of the Bahamas simultaneously. Pastor of Evangel World Prayer Center in Louisville, Kentucky, Dr. Bob Rogers, is inviting all churches to get involved.
We're believing that God is going to do something very spiritual here in Freeport, and we're also asking God to do something that will bring a financial, economic blessing to this island. This land's gone through some difficult times financially. One of the things God does, God not only heals people's hearts, but He heals people's pocketbooks. And He can heal this city, where this city can prosper and people can have good jobs. And that's what we're believing God for.
Chairman for the Grand Bahama events, Pastor Eddie Victor, says that the luncheon was an opportunity to foster togetherness and to share information about the upcoming initiative. He says so far, Christian leaders are excited.
The response has been absolutely excellent. Everyone agrees that we need to work and to reach people for the Lord. And everyone agrees that we need to do it together. And this is, I think, one of the important truth that is being bared in this whole Bahamas for Jesus initiative, that we need to labor together in order to bring in this large harvest of people who can come into the kingdom of God and for their lives to be forever changed.
As the event draws near, Dr. Rogers says he wants everyone to get in preparation mode.
What we're going to ask people to do is begin to fast and pray and get their churches to begin to fast. Fasting's not easy, but when people begin to fast, then God begins to do something. There's no secrets and no hidden formulas how this all works. When people seek God, then God begins to hear their prayers and God heals their land.
The Bahamas for Jesus is slated for November 10th through the 12th.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Hi and welcome. A concerned parent asked, what influences a child to choose one sexual orientation over the other? Thanks for your interesting question. In short, there's really no simple answer to this question. During the teen years, adolescents often find themselves having sexual thoughts and attractions. For some, these feelings and thoughts can be intense and seem very confusing. This can be especially true for those who have romantic or sexual thoughts about someone who's the same sex that they are. It's common for teens to be attracted to or have sexual thoughts about people of the same sex and the opposite sex. It's one way of sorting through their emotional sexual feelings. However, most medical experts, including those of the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Psychological Association, believe that sexual orientation involves a complex mix of biology, psychology, and environmental factors. If you are a parent or teen with similar questions, please email askdrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. A check on sports is up next with Ramiko Knowles.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Welcome to Jags International. We have Celebration, Valeria, FRS, Bahamas Air, Hotel, car vouchers now on sale.
Girls, I tried book my ticket online with them ferry them. So complicated, they asking for too much.
That's why I stick to Jags. No agency fees or booking fees. Cash and credit, all the same. Blow deals and spectacular services with a smile.
Yes, that's Jags. Your one-stop shop to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Miami.
We even offer cheap car rental vouchers to all our thrifty herds and VIP service.
Book now with Jags and get their $5 discount card. And don't forget the super sales going on.
Everywhere you go, they'll just talk about box. Man, I need a break. You know what? I'm going to watch some of those Dolphins rerun. I love to watch the Dolphins get beat. Watching Marlon hit about 4 home runs on it.
It's amazing you mentioned home run. Because here at Island Bedding, we have a Grand Slam special going on right now. All bases are loaded. Up to $500 in savings on beds and bedroom sets. We're bringing it home to you, Dr. Mike.
It's time to win at Island Bedding, the experts in comfort.
We from the Bahamas, sun, sand, and sea. A lot of activities, fun for you and me. If you don't believe me, then come follow me. Come right down to this place and we call it KFC. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. No one can beat us at anything we do. Sports, arts, academics, even junk canoe. We got the best beaches, even the best food. I already tell you, that's just how we do. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. KFC the Big Cheese.
Purchase a Big Chief meal today and receive 2 Big Chief collectible cups at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sports. I'm Ramiko Knowles. First up in sports. Bahamian national record holder Shawnee Miller-Weibo competing in the women's 200 meters at the 2018 IAAF Diamond League meet in Brussels, Belgium. Shawnee as a crowd favorite running out of lane 6. The Diamond League trophy and $50,000 up for grabs. Runners to their marks. And they're off. Beautiful start by the Bahamian Olympian coming off the 200-meter curve. Shawnee now contested by 26-year-old Daphne Shippers and Thomas out of the United States. 100 meters left to go. Watch now as the 6'1", 124-year-old begins to pull away from the stretch, winning in a time of 22.12 seconds. Congratulations to Shawnee Miller-Weibo, who has done it again. Miller-Weibo will now compete this weekend at the 2018 Continental Cup in Australia, Czech Republic. The Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association back on the Plex this weekend in playoff action. In co-ed slow pitch, the Immigration Enforcers will take on the Cooper's Destroyers in the opener at 7 p.m. Pat's Uniforms take on GBPA Regulators at 8 o'clock. And in the men's fast pitch, Express take on Tenor Lutherans at 9 o'clock. More playoff action continues on Friday. The 38th annual Softly Robbins basketball camp closing out at the Gateway Gymnasium in Bimini with awards presented to the most outstanding players. This year's camp is in honor of Grayson Sugar Robbins, who gave much of his time and energy to the development of the youth on the island. Congratulations going out to Valdez Edgecombe, Denzel Jones, Leonardo Bain, and Lorraine Alburn. The Ruby Hill Walkers on the links on the weekend with Emalcus Hill shooting an even par 36, Mark Knowles of 40 and Hanford Bain of 41. Hanford Bain leads the competition with 59 points, Fenton Skillet Russell 50 points, and Emalcus Hill 39. The Fortune Hills Golfers played the Reef Sunday with Paul Bowe posting a net 71, while first place Kevin Baston and Hanford Bain both with a 74, Ozzie Gardner turning in a net 76. And that's your check on sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, make it a great one.
Skippers won there in 2015.
Find all the essential products required by you or your catering companies, restaurants, and bars at the lowest prices. Their professional kitchen supplies, aluminum baking pan, foam products, paper and plastic products, cake boxes and boards in different sizes sold individually, sodas, juices and grocery items, seasonings, peanuts sold by the sack, commercial cleaning products, and also check out the wholesale and retail beers, wines, and spirits section. They're located on Yellow Pine Street. That's Mulligan's Restaurant and Supply Store.
The Awards and Science Center has everything you need to help you give that special someone the most amazing personalized creative gift. One-of-a-kind floral arrangements to brighten someone's day. Recognition awards ranging from plaques to trophies. And yes, even tombstones to memorialize your loved ones. Visit the Awards and Science Center and be dazzled by our vast, beautiful array of supplies on West Atlanta Drive. The Awards and Science Center.
Hi, I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only two types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
This one goes out to Doris over there at Hair to Please. Hope you had a wonderful birthday. And of course to you, Mac the Model, thanks for always watching. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshina Wolf-Farquharson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
latest news and highlights in Bahamian culture. Tune in to the new Commute 242, Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network. Radio Bahamas 1540 a.m. on 104.5 FM and TV 13. Each week, hosts Arlene Nash Ferguson, Eric Hall, and Darren Bastian engages listeners with some of the movers and shakers of Junkanoo and Bahamian culture. Don't miss Junkanoo 242, Saturday at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up on the National Report, Family Island Welcome. The Prime Minister spends the first day of the new academic year with Family Island teachers and students. Successful opening. The Minister of Education touring several schools in New Providence on the first day of the new academic year. And traffic flow. Police division officers offering advice to motorists enduring the morning commute. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The first day of a new school year is officially over. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings, the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report is now in session. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. The Minister of Education toured schools across New Providence today to greet students on the start of a new school year. He was accompanied by the President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers. Cleopatra Murphy accompanied them.
Thousands of students across New Providence returned to the classroom today, but the Eva Hilton Primary School is one of those schools where construction is incomplete. However, Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, says that will not impact the daily operations of schools.
In this instance, you're talking about an upgrade of an entire campus. You're talking about such significant modernization of this campus that you would have run over a little bit of time. But what the credit should be is that these contractors who came in the late part of May and has done a phenomenal job getting the school ready in time for opening day, September the 3rd, with jobs actually that would have taken ordinarily 7-8 months.
Lloyd says repairs for the most part are complete. President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, voiced concern over the continued works at the Eva Hilton Primary School and others, but was pleased with how the work is being carried out.
There are some of the classrooms that they're going to be able to use. The others that they cannot use is going to be cordoned off because safety is very important for the teachers and for our children. We also was at T.A. Thompson, so we had a major problem there with the water. So this morning they would have called and the water is still not on, so we're going to monitor that throughout the day.
Wilson says she hopes schools will be able to operate without issues, but she says something must be done to ensure schools are ready in the next academic year.
And it's my understanding that the physical plant and those construction work is really the work of the Ministry of Works. So the Ministry of Works has to get on top of their game. They have to ensure that the contracts are approved earlier, mobilization is given earlier, and that the contractors will be able to get in and out of schools.
The Minister of Education, who toured 9 schools and addressed students at C.V. Beck School, says education officials look forward to a good year. He also highlighted the success of that school in national exams.
Schools like C.V. Bethel have done extremely well, very, very well. In the BJC results, we have seen a major improvement. Very happy about that. Of course, we are working on the BGC, and as you will see over time, the results will improve.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, on the first day of a new school year, the Prime Minister visited 3 family islands today. On the first day of the academic year last year, the Prime Minister visited his alma mater, C.R. Walker Senior High School. Today, the Prime Minister received a warm welcome from family island students in Exuma and San Salvador.
Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hayward arrived at the Exuma International Airport in Georgetown shortly before 9 o'clock Monday morning and was greeted by a delegation of senior government officials. He then traveled to the L.N. Coakley High School, better known as Panther Country, where he addressed a special assembly for 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. The students were eager to meet the Prime Minister and hear his words of inspiration.
But it's our responsibility
to provide all the necessary tools for you so that you can become well educated. And it's your responsibility to work hard, remain focused, read, and absorb as much as you possibly can. Regardless to your background, how rich or how poor you may be, each and every one of you stand and can possibly become the Prime Minister or whatever you want to become.
This is the first time that I can remember the Prime Minister coming to Exuma to address us as a staff and a body to hear what he has this particular interest in, and it really would motivate us to do even better than we did last year.
I'm just energetic and happy at the same time.
I am very delighted that he came to Ellen Coakley this morning to encourage us.
And the Prime Minister came to Exuma bearing gifts. He presented students with several backpacks with essential school supplies inside to ensure they're well equipped for the new academic year. The Prime Minister even took time out to chat with a few Ellen Coakley students to hear their plans for the future. The Prime Minister's second stop on his 3-island tour on the first day of the new academic year was here in Rumkey, where he viewed damage sustained from an electrical fire here at the Rumkey All-Age School. Prime Minister Minnis saw firsthand the damage sustained from an electrical fire in the kitchen of the Rumkey All-Age School on the weekend. Rumkey's Chief Councillor Craig Gator explained how extinguishing the fire was a full community effort.
When I got here, there was a lot of guys already on the scene, but what we did with limited resources, as you can see some lines here where we was trying to get water, and it was real difficult to even get in there to contain the fire. It took us a long time, but again, the community, with a team effort, we really got it done.
How about the community effort to extinguish the fire here at Rumkey All-Age? Were you here?
I was here at the beginning. It was awesome because all the young men and the young ladies who could help to put out the fire, they did well. So we just want to thank God. It wasn't the worst. God is awesome.
The Prime Minister also met with the parents and the 8 students of the Rumkey All-Age School. He also provided school supplies for them at the start of this new academic year.
But I explained to them that I've spoken to individuals within the private sector before I left New Providence, and I was assured by members of the private sector that whatever they need as students in Rumkey and to get themselves back in order and going, to ensure that they achieve whatever goal they want to accomplish, that the private sector would make those things available.
From Rumkey, the Prime Minister traveled to San Salvador, where he visited 2 schools. The first stop was here at the United States Primary School.
There was a special man named Hayward Minnis. He was so smart and he never drank Guinness. He was in it to win it, and that's what he did. A real man of business, Dr. Minnis.
After those words, in the form of a limerick, was read to the Prime Minister, he wished the teachers and students of the United States Primary School well for the new school year and also gave them school supplies. It was then off to the San Salvador Central High School, where students learned more about the government's plans for the nation's youth.
In the Family Islands, information takes slow in getting here, and he come firsthand and tell the kids about the BTVI program and the University of Bahamas program. I think that would encourage them and give them more zeal and energy to work hard.
I'm very happy that he came to see us, and I appreciate that he came on the first day.
How excited are you for your first day in high school to meet the Prime Minister?
I feel amazing for the first time meeting him.
It was quite exciting and it was a good experience.
Well, back here in the Providence, Police Traffic Division officials are now more equipped to ticket speeding motorists. A new traffic tool will ensure that traffic officers have an added set of eyes for those that choose to break the law. Jimonita Swain tells us how this tool will improve the flow of traffic.
Speeding, it's always a concern for traffic officers, and now they have some new equipment that will rectify that and also ensure that you cannot get out of those speeding tickets.
You have here the Pro Laser 4. This is one of the most innovative speed devices out there. This is the small version of the Big Brother here. This is the Laser Cam 4. The Laser Cam 4 shoots pictures, videos, and also still shots. Once I shoot an offender, we used to have the problem with persons denying that they were the persons in fact being shot with the speed gun. Now you cannot deny that.
The laser cam produces immediate results that officers can refer to when ticketing a traffic violator.
Produces a printout of the vehicle that is shot and also the speed that they were doing. As you can see in this picture, the vehicle in question is in a school zone and it was doing 17 miles an hour. The speed limit in the school zone is 15 miles an hour.
Inspector Jennings says the technology will also be available for use in Grand Bahama.
We're now enforcing the law to the highest extent with our new devices. It's just a matter of persons adhering to what we say. Once that happens, then our job is done and the device's job is done.
So, motorists expect police to be out in high traffic areas with the laser cam.
You will see us in a lot of areas, high flow traffic areas, also areas like the airport road where offenders tend to try to catch the airplane. They believe their cars are the airplane. We normally catch offenders in that area, also the Gladstone Road area and the Frank Watson Highway area.
Now, traffic officers will be on the streets with the laser cam for technology, so motorists be warned. The information recorded includes your license plate number and, of course, the speed that you were making, so the case is stronger. A word to the wise is sufficient. Jiminita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Well, with thousands of students returning to the classrooms today for the start of the 2018-2019 academic year, the morning commute, especially here in New Providence, is oftentimes considered a nightmare. Siaska Adderley tells us that's why police officials are doing their part to ensure that all who move about the streets in the morning can do so safely.
Road safety is of paramount importance, especially on a day like today, which is the official start to the 2018-2019 academic year. Now, officials from the traffic division had their hands full, and they got an early start out this morning as they canvassed several areas throughout New Providence, including this one on John F. Kennedy Drive. Here to tell us more about is Inspector Karen Jennings from the traffic division.
We normally have trouble with traffic, high flow of traffic, like the Seabreeze Lane area, the Eastern Road area, Gladstone Road, and also some other Butler Highway. We do have traffic in some areas, but we're professionals and that's our job to help manage that traffic flow. We also enforcing the law as well.
15 officers, 12 of which were cyclists, headed out on the streets early Monday morning. Inspector Jennings stressed the importance of officers' presence on the streets. If not, he says it leads to many traffic offenses. He outlines what some of them are.
People who fail to keep left. You have persons who leave late, they're in a rush. They do anything they need to do to get to work on time. You have persons who get the baby ready. This is the first day, but that doesn't mean they're not prepared. We have persons who put their makeup on trying to get to work. These things occur every time, every year, same thing.
Jennings is hoping that with boots on the ground in high numbers, some of these offenses will be brought to a minimum or, better yet, eliminated.
So far, so good. No reports of any incidents as far as I'm concerned right now. Everything is moving according to plan.
And from all accounts, it seems that the commute to school this morning was smooth and safe. Siaska Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Still ahead, several members of Parliament here in New Providence visited schools in their constituencies this morning. And we hear from students and their parents on the expectations for the new academic year. We're just getting started here on the National Report. We'll see you on the next side of the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
My name is Dawn Pinder. I work at Great Cliff Chocolate and Cigar Company. I am the inventory manager. I have been a customer of Commonwealth Bank for the past 3 years, March 2015 to be exact. At this time, I have a loan with them. That was the reason why I went to Commonwealth Bank. And I now have my checking account and my savings account with Commonwealth Bank. It was easy, simple. They trusted me. I didn't have any accounts with them and they gave me the loan. I will recommend Commonwealth Bank to my friends. I have actually recommended it to a few of my co-workers here that have had the exact same experience that I've had at Commonwealth Bank. I will definitely say that Commonwealth Bank is the bank for the Bahamian people.
You can
literally from the day I was born and I look up and I saw who my parents was, I know my life is going to be interesting.
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected.
What technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around. Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
Guys, come on. It's time to go. We are a deal, man.
Mom Genius.
On Tuesdays, get 9 delicious pieces of chicken for just $11.50 plus VAT. KFC, made for moms who know how to solve everything, even though it seems it can't be done.
Now, Vanessa, you look stressed though.
Girl, listen, I here on my little piece of lunch break trying to pay these bills. I gotta go head to BTC, then I gotta go fly to BEC, and then I gotta go swim to Water and Switch.
Girl, look, save your time and your gas, all right? Make one stop.
How? Take your backside to Cash and Go. You pay all 3 bills one time. It's one line, one place, with a bunch of locations. You think I should go now?
Vanessa, you ain't reached yet? Cash and Go. Fast, free, convenient. Call 322-CASH for more information.
There's nothing as powerful as knowing where you belong. No more waiting. It's time to come home. Come home to friendly smiles. Come home to convenience. Come home to more interest on savings and lower fees. Come home to our bank and your bank. Come home to Bank of the Bahamas, your bank of solutions.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
From Grand Bahama to San Salvador.
Just around the corner when you need us.
For every celebration and relaxation.
Committed to quality and service since 1953.
With renowned wines, rums and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits. Always with ice cold beer.
And attractive promotions.
Here for you as we've always been. One name, one people, united in wines and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Still on news from education in the Family Islands, Cat Island Administrator Neil Campbell told our news team that officials on that island conducted major upgrades on schools there, and officials were ready to accept students this morning.
I made a call to the district superintendent this morning, along with the chief counselor, Mr. Omar Stubbs, and we're fairly happy of the way the school repairs went during this past summer, and just advise that most of those needs and wishes that the principals would have placed before the local board, we tried to address them along with the summer school repairs program. The council even erected signage in certain areas for pedestrian crossings and really tried to play their part. We know that Cat Island is an island where education is first and foremost, and we anticipate that the children, along with the teachers and the parents, will work hand in hand this particular school semester and term.
Several New Providence-based members of Parliament visited schools in their constituencies this morning to support returning students for the start of a new school year. Crystal Darling tells us more.
Member of Parliament for Seabreeze Lanisha Roll was among government officials who greeted teachers, parents and students at Sadie Curtis Primary today. Roll expressed what she believes is the most important thing for persons to keep in mind for children this school year.
Number one thing for children this year is safety.
We want children to be safe, we want them to learn, and we want them to achieve. And that's most important. And so we have a safe environment. You see the police officers are around, the principal is here, the teachers are all here. What I like and I'm seeing is parents themselves. They're walking their children out of the cars, making sure that they're secured, and that is what we want.
Rule added that the presence of positive influences in students' lives is crucial for their development. Nassau Village MP and House Speaker Halson Moultrie accompanied Rule at the school and told us that from what he's observed, he is impressed with the children's interest in learning.
Education is the key to their success, and because it's important, we have taken time out from our schedules to ensure that we welcome them back and that we also monitor and ensure that the environment is safe and ready to go. Thus far, I am pleased at what I have seen, and I want to congratulate my colleague, Minister Jeffrey Lloyd, on the excellent work he and his team has done.
The children are eager to learn. We had an excellent summer camp this summer, and we have a combination of Seabreeze, Nassau Village, Pinewood, and South Beach kids coming here to this school. And so it's a good mixture, and I see the kids are extremely excited about this school year.
At Cleveland Enos Primary School, Pinewood Member of Parliament Ruben Ramming spoke of the importance of teachers creating a positive learning environment. Ramming adds that he is pleased with the government's digital upgrades, saying it is vital for 21st century learning.
But it's really the teachers that really prepare these schools. They prepare the walls. They make it a place of learning. It's a difference between the government provides a building, but the teachers create the nursery, the teaching environment. And I'm so impressed with the children here at Cleveland Enos and also at the Buttonwood preschool, and so forth. And I could see children blossoming. You know, we old heads right now with our iPhones still trying to figure it out, looking for big digits. But you put that in the hand of a child, by the time that child is 5, they're an expert. And so that's going to be a paradigm shift, a positive one in our school system. And I really look forward to that.
Everyone is rooting for students, parents, and teachers to all work together, making the most out of this academic school year. I'm Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Crystal. Well, after a long summer break, students are now back in the classrooms, and many are hoping to build upon their past achievements. Cleopatra Murphy spoke with several of them, as well as their parents, who will provide that support to ensure their success.
It's the start of the new academic year, and students say they are eager to get started on the right foot, and they intend to waste no time this new school year.
My plans are to get a higher GPA than I did last term, and to be open to new experiences.
To make a higher GPA. My plans for this new school year is to make sure my grades are up, to get higher grades and do better than last term.
I was never low on grades, but yeah, I want to bring them higher because I used to get A's, B's, and C's, but I just want to bring them higher so I can get all A's.
New to Anatole Rogers High School, students like Cecil Knowles shared their feelings about getting back to the classroom.
It's good. It gives me a second chance to do a little better than they did last year.
I'm just hoping for a new opportunity, and then I pray that I do good at my BJC results because I see that, and then I want to do good at my BJCSE.
I want to try and make it on the honor roll and try to be a better me.
Parents also made drop-offs at schools. Despite being sick, Shaniska Dean dropped her child off, while Father Hubert Duncombe hopes his children excel, but says parents, particularly fathers, should play a more active role in their children's lives.
I coached, I talked to her. She left out of junior school. She did well. And so this is now her first year in senior school. And, I'm happy for her.
Fathers, being active in the education, especially education and discipline of their children. So I pray that, we can, come together as fathers so that we can pour and continue to speak into the lives of our children, especially our young ladies and our sons, especially our son.
Other students also had their eyes on the prize academically while embracing new environments.
I want to achieve my goal so I get to come to school and go to college.
I'm going to get on the honor roll and focusing more.
Stay away from bad company, and improve my attitude mostly,
That's about it. I'm overall excited, especially how I start in a new school. I get to start a new beginning. Everything that happened last year, I get to improve on my attitude and change my grades, make a new impression.
For some students already pondering life after school, they say they will make the most of the education available to them and hope to make their parents proud. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, says the government will not sanction commercial development on Eleutheris Lighthouse Point, nor its surrounding beach. These comments after officials of Disney Cruise Lines and others express interest in developments on certain parts of the 700 acres of land. The proposal caused backlash from locals, environmentalists, the Bahamas National Trust, the One Eleuther Foundation, and the Institute of Bahamian Architects, who are against developments, calling for the preservation of the Lighthouse Point site and possibly the creation of a national park on the South Eleuther grounds. Disney Cruise Lines also responded, saying that they will engage the community before moving forward with any developments. The Grand Bahama Port Authority launching its new library. The digital library contains more than 160 documents of information fashioned to provide Port Authority licensees, members, and the general public with quick access to view official documentation on the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, zoning laws, and business license applications. Officials at the company say that this is also a part of an effort to digitalize information, making it accessible for existing licensees and potential foreign and local investors. And in international business news, despite global trade tensions, India's economy is growing. However, there was a sharp fall in its currency. In June, when the quarter ended, the country's GDP grew 8.2%, jumping from the 7.7% recorded in the previous quarter, expanding the growth gap over the regional competition China and other major economies. On the other hand, locals are facing financial difficulties as the prices of imported goods increase. The Indian Central Bank hiked interest rates twice over the past 3 months, causing their dollar to hit a new record low. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
17-year-old Grayson Richardson is battling a rare type of brain cancer called anaplastic astrocytoma. Grayson's family reached out to the Ministry of Tourism and shared his dream of swimming with the world-famous pigs.
When we were alerted of his request, it came up to my office for approval, and I was like, absolutely. It was such a gut-wrenching story, but here was an opportunity for us to bring an element of joy to this young person's life, and to facilitate his request to swim with the famous swimming pigs of the Bahamas. So it was a delight to accede to that request.
The family traveled with Captain Bruce from the Salty Pig excursion. The captain described the experience as a very rewarding and humbling one.
For someone to want to come to the Bahamas, experience that beauty, experience something that's completely unique to the Bahamas, nowhere else that I'm aware of has swimming pigs, really goes to tell the incredible story about tourism in the Bahamas, what we can do, what we have to show. And no, it was wonderful. It was just a wonderful feel-good story, and it was great that he came and he was able to experience our swimming pigs, and hopefully he can bring a little joy to what may have been not a happy life thus far.
The Ministry of Tourism was excited to share one of the many wonders of the Bahamas with Grayson. This is Danielle Bodie for Tourism Today.
We start with a yes, but when life takes unexpected turns, you can still say yes to more. The Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card gives you points with every purchase that you can use to travel anywhere. Plus, with 20,000 Scotia points, you can say yes to destinations. With Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card, it's easier to say yes to everything. Apply today.
attention to the smallest detail. Safety and security, we deliver luxury. Serenity, welcome home.
Do you want to know more about the scriptures, the early Christian church, its teachings, suffering, other religions, the authenticity of the Bible? The Anglican Theological Institute is for you. Enroll in a 3-year certificate program. Classes are conducted from NASA and Freeport on Saturday mornings. Don't miss a class. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with high-speed internet. Contact us at 603-2481. Visit our Facebook page. Pick up an application form at any Anglican church or at Addington House on Sands Road. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you.
Ever wondered what smart health insurance feels like?
Atlantic Medical's 24/7 worldwide health insurance does most of the thinking for you.
1,500 CGI health claims are settled daily.
56% of claims settled automatically.
You can access your health plan almost anywhere, anytime.
And have smart wellness with online data tracking.
And more provider choices for you and the people who matter most.
Premier Health is smart health insurance, and it feels good.
Atlantic Medical, where people come first.
AID features Napa Auto Parts which meet or exceed OE specifications. Parts for Asian vehicles are available at great prices. Filters from $2, brakes from $22, tie rod ends from $21, head gaskets from $10, and fuel pumps from $32. AID is also your destination for the best selection of automotive accessories. Hubcap sets from $22.45, steering wheel covers from $4.50. Car mat sets from $8.45 and seat covers from $34.44. Wipers, wash and wax products, motor oils, and automotive chemicals for every vehicle. Angle grinders from $44.53. Pressure washers from $162. For the month of August, Napa gaskets are 15% off at all AID locations. AID is now open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. AID, Blue Hill Road and Wolf Road have all you really need and more.
We've all got plans for our golden years. Unfortunately for many, this may just be wishful thinking. To generate an annual income in retirement of $70,000 for 20 years at a rate of return of 5%, with inflation running at 3%, requires more than $1.1 million. So how do you save that much money? Many companies provide a group pension plan to help their employees by deducting an amount each month from their pay to contribute to the plan. Personal Pension Plan, or PPP, is similar to a group plan, but offered only to individuals. These plans offer many of the same benefits and features. Contact us for more information on pensions.
Well, many of the students returning for the first day of the new academic year, as you saw earlier, were well groomed, particularly to make an impression at the start of the new school year. Cleopatra Murphy spoke with several of the students as well as the professionals to find out what the new hair trends are.
From skin fades for boys to natural hairstyles for girls, hairstylists and barbers' chairs were filled with young children looking to get the perfect cut or style as they prepare to head back to the classroom. Anthony Carroll and Andrew Charles knew just what they wanted, a cut that is popular among the school-aged.
We're looking for a fade, a nice fade for back to school. Not too high, not too shabby, no. Just a good, clean back-to-school fade.
I'm looking for a low skin fade. I like that it's low. I usually get the high fade, but with the low fade, I get it like twice.
Isaiah Paul and Orlando Anderson also had a preference for the style for their own reasons.
It does have the sides on the side and then not in the back because certain haircuts at our school we are not allowed to get.
So my mom don't spend a lot of money.
Well versed in shaping up even the smallest clients, the owner of Tyrone's barbershop says it is a common request.
Well, now everybody wants this skin fade, this one like what I'm doing now, you know. They like this, you know, so I believe the parents it serve a little more longer. So they're coming in for a skin fade more popular, you know, like take off the side and leave the top a little higher and stuff like that.
The females are not to be left out. Hairstylist Rosalie Saputi says many students wear natural hair with braids and twists, a popular option.
Our average time for natural twist is about an hour to hour and a half. Braiding, depending on what all is being done. If it's with extensions, about 2 hours. No extensions, about an hour to hour and a half.
As students prepare to head back to the class, both businesses have seen an increase in clients. Barbara Tyrone anticipates seeing a lot more little heads now that the summer break is over. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
They're definitely well groomed. Well, there's more news to come. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, your news leader.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
The Home Gallery, formerly the Sleep Gallery. We're still the home of Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper Mattress, and so much more. We now carry an exquisite selection of fine linens, comforter, duvets, bath towels, rugs, and a wide assortment of home accessories. Everything you need to beautify your bed, bath, and home. You have to see it to believe it. The Home Gallery, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Cable Beach Shopping Plaza, Westridge.
Also now open at Harbor Bay.
I'm a senior citizen and I embrace change. That's why RBC Digital Banking is the way to go. I can sit at home and pay all my utility bills, send money to someone else, pay my Visa card. It's simple, safe, secure, and it saves you quality time. I'm Beverly Wallace Whitfield and I enjoy being an RBC Digital Banking client.
G&M Appliances on Robinson Road has all your air conditioning needs this summer, like the Comfort Star 9000 and 12,000 BTU 13 SEER for just $399. Or how about the Comfort Star 18,000 BTU just $599? Or how about the Comfort Star 24,000 or 36,000 at the lowest prices possible? We also carry a large selection of air conditioning parts such as fans, compressors, filters, capacitors, or any part you may need. So, call today at 328-2083. We're located on Robinson Road.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sunoil Bahamas.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, Fixed Deposits, and Preferred Client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Well, it's time now for a check on the weather in your part of the Bahamas, and Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. And Basil, the day began with a lot of rain and it ended with beautiful sunny weather.
That's correct. We had a tropical storm which formed just to the west of us, dumped some heavy showers on us during the early morning hours. The good news is that is moving away. We'll tell you all about that later in the newscast, so do stay tuned. But right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family of Islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 77s in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Grand Key, and Marsh Harbor, all in Abaco. The Berry Islands at 80 degrees, 80 also in Alistown, Bimini, here in the capital, 84. Harper Island 84, another 84 in Roxanne, Eleuthera, and Otterstown, Cat Island. Staniel Key 85, Kemp Space, South Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros also reporting 85 degrees. San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown, Exuma at 84. 84s again in Crooked Island, Clarence Town, Long Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, and Ragged Island. Matchetown, Inagua 85 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 83 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. Tonight through Tuesday for all areas, the winds will be east to southeast, 15 to 20 knots. Choppy seas at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Low tide takes place at 8 o'clock tonight. And then on Wednesday in the northwestern islands, a more easterly flow. Those winds come down quite nicely, 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights reducing 2 to 4 feet. Low tide 9:11 in the morning. High tide at 3:41 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Wednesday, easterly winds as well, 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop in place. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your travel forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Osteoporosis causes bones to become weak and brittle. So brittle that a fall or even a mild stress like bending or coughing can cause a fracture. Osteoporosis occurs when the creation of new bone doesn't keep up with the removal of old bone. In the early stages of bone loss, you usually have no pain or other symptoms, but as osteoporosis advances, there can be severe back pain from collapsed vertebra, loss of height, and bone fracture that occurs more easily than expected, or a stooped, bent-over posture. Osteoporosis affects men and women of all races, but white and Asian women, especially those over the age of menopause, are at highest risk. 3 factors essential for keeping your bones healthy throughout your life are adequate amounts of calcium, adequate amounts of vitamin D, regular exercise. Men and women between the ages of 18 and 50 need 1,000 milligrams of calcium a day. This daily amount increases to 1,200 milligrams when women turn 50 and men turn 70. Good sources of calcium include low-fat dairy products, dark green leafy vegetables, canned salmon or sardines with bones, soy products such as tofu, calcium-fortified cereals and orange juice, or you can also consider taking a calcium supplement with vitamin D3. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
We are Machinery and Energy Limited, your cat dealer for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands. We also carry a selection of allied brands like JLG, Wacker Neuson, and Solaire. Our extensive product line includes tractors, excavators, backhoe loaders, telehandlers, forklifts, light towers, aerial equipment, marine engines, and of course, our specialty cat generator sets. Need parts or equipment maintenance? We offer that too. Everything you need all in one place. Visit one of our branches in Nassau, Freeport, or Abaco for your construction and power generation needs.
Life is full of choices. Some are tough, while others, like shopping for weekly specials at Super Value and quality supermarkets, are very, very easy. Snack Pack Juicy Gels or Puddings 4-pack, $1.79. Danish Spare Ribs, $2.49 per pound. Lay's Chips, 1-ounce bags, 2 for 99 cents. Mart's Apple Juice, 11.5-ounce can, 69 cents. Gala Apples, 4 for 99 cents. Armor Lunch Makers, 2.6-ounce size, 2 for $3. The obvious choice for savings is Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's PTC every day. Every day.
start is nothing new for Great Commission Ministries, so as we continue our back-to-school drive, BTC is happy to lend a hand.
Today we're actually at Great Commission, one of our partners in the community, philanthropic work that we continue to do, and we're going to be here with the kids. We're giving them back-to-school supplies, also some healthy snacks as well that they can use to school. Give the people some energy, give the kids some energy, just something just to end it off and say, look, this is your back-to-school party, because after that it's no more playing, it's no more fun and games. All it is about the books and about that education.
We're so excited because BDC not just has been partnering with us, showing concern for the less fortunate, for the adults, giving them food packages, but here they are concerned about the education of our children, and so they are here to give out snacks, to give out back-to-school items. We are just so excited about that because at Great Commission Ministries, we are concerned about the children. Save the children. We're here to really reach out to them because we believe and know that they are our nation's future, and we are very concerned about them. So we cannot say thank you enough to BTC. We are very, very grateful.
What gets these kids excited to go back to school?
I know, they're excited, they're tired of being home, they're ready to go back and learn something.
Great Commission Ministry is just another organization helping our kids to get ready to get back to school. I'm Corval Python, and we'll see you next BTC Connection.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Today was the official start of back to school, so that means the government secondary schools 2018-2019 sports season is just around the corner. And while it may not happen this time around, CI Gibson coach Kevin KJ Johnson says there is a major issue that still needs to be addressed.
We need to play more games. That's my biggest Achilles heel with all sports. You know, when it comes to soccer, they play one round, basketball one round, you know, volleyball one round, all the sports are one round. If you look at Europe and United States and other countries, their program is youth-based and they play a lot of games. You could teach all you want, but if you don't have that games to get better and learn from and continue to get better, There's always a drop off.
And talking about being able to play more games, Coach Johnson explains how they will be able to accomplish that.
Even if we have to play on the weekends or something, find the coaches who committed to just try to play more games. But, we got to try to fill it in so we can continue to compete with the world.
In terms of venues, Coach Johnson feels there are adequate facilities on the island to get the job done.
We have 3-4 gyms where basketball can be rotated junior and senior, girls and boys. When it comes to volleyball, the same thing. Track and field, we got 2 stadiums, the old and new Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. So I think facilities are there. The fields, baseball field, I think they're doing a good job with that too in terms of baseball and softball for girls. It's just a matter of sitting down, getting the calendar event out early enough so coaches know exactly when their particular entity start, particular sport start, and just make it happen.
Coach Johnson was asked whether or not he feels there are enough sporting disciplines within the school system.
5 core sports is good. I think they could add some more because it's a ton of scholarship for football, but the scope of implementing it and getting insurance and equipment is very expensive, but it's a ton of scholarship for football. A lot of our kids could get a free education through that, but at the end of the day, it's a huge undertaking. It's something that the government could look at and say, hey, let's have a pilot program in some of the schools.
Whether or not any new sports are implemented remains to be seen. For now, the GSSA has to work with what it has, and Coach Johnson believes the executive board is on the right track.
The executive have been doing an excellent job trying to do what they have to do with the means that they have. Sometimes it could be very challenging, especially trying to make things happen and understanding and this and that.
With the new school year underway, the University of the Bahamas looking to make strides in the right direction with its athletics program. Disciplines the Mingos are currently competing in include men's basketball, judo, women's volleyball, and men's soccer.
Last year we won about 5 international games. If we can up that this year or be just as competitive, we would consider the year successful.
The program is in its 2nd year, and so what my goals are is to get everyone used to the university environment, which is different than a club level environment, and just to make sure everybody gets in the flow of it and improve and go from there.
The goals for this year is just to keep progressing the way we have been over the last few years, from no wins to few wins to now adding some new people, getting some more talent, and just seeing where what we learned over the last few years will take us in the upcoming season.
Last year we won the overall men's premier division here, and we went undefeated. So everyone wants to embarrass the champion, and we understand that as we go out this year, we've got to be that much stronger as a squad and as a unit.
With Mark Knowles retired, the 242 now waiting on his next star in the sport of tennis. Tonight, Kelsey Johnson speaks with a young Bahamian who hopes to fill that void, but he's encountering a major obstacle along the way.
One Bahamian tennis player is at a break point, hoping to get back into the game, but his approach shot is being served up off the court. Kevin Major Jr. explains just why he and some of his fellow teammates might have to sit out a couple of sets.
It's pretty hard because the sport is pretty expensive. You have to pay for flights, you have to pay for food, hotel rooms, and your coach's fees and entry fees, so everything is pretty expensive. So you have to really budget properly and really focus on maintaining a set budget.
So you don't have anybody sponsoring you, backing you financially?
As of now, no.
Major plans to return to the court in a few weeks, playing on the pro circuit, trying to get some ITF points under his belt.
Other guys that are making it, they have so much backing and they're able to play week after week and have funding to buy wild cards into main draw events, and you don't have to really worry about the qualifying rounds once you're in main draw. And we don't really get points for winning in the qualifying round. You only get points after making it and winning. And making it into the main draw is pretty tough. So you have to win about 3 matches just to get into the main draw, and then your body is pretty tired. Then you have to play someone who's fresh, and so it's pretty tough.
Major will continue to train with Impact Tennis Academy here at home. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
Some of the NBA's best in town for the Memorial Day holiday weekend. The Golden State Warriors' Kevin Durant hooping it up with Kyrie Irving and Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. The fun didn't stop there, though, as the trio was also spotted in an Atlantis nightclub, with Durant and Irving both set to be free agents next year. The buzz has already started, with the two already stating they wouldn't mind playing with one another. I guess we'll just have to wait and stay tuned to see how this all turns out. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. A check on weather is still to come.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Little Generals on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little Generals has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little Generals. Little Generals also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little Generals today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Thomas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, very active tropics. We have Tropical Storm Florence out there in the far eastern Atlantic. It's packing winds now of 70 miles per hour, moving toward the west-northwest at around 15 miles per hour. It will continue along that track, and on that track, it should keep it well to the east of the Bahamas, and perhaps it's moving slightly to the east of Bermuda sometime early next week. And then closer home, we had another tropical storm forming basically in our waters, and it now carries the name of Gordon. Gordon is now moving very quickly towards the west. It's still spreading some showers over the western portion of the Bahamas. As you can see, Bimini right there is taking a beating right now with some heavy showers. Also, the western end of Grand Bahama still under some heavy showers, but those areas will be clearing out by tomorrow morning, leaving behind just a nice overcast sky. And then we have the forecast track of that taking it into the Gulf states by the weekend. And before it makes landfall, we anticipate that it will reach hurricane intensity as it makes that trek towards the west. Mostly cloudy again tonight with a balmy breeze in place, the low temperature getting down to 79 degrees, and we could get 1 or 2 brief sprinkles during the course of the night. And then tomorrow we're looking at partly cloudy with 1 or 2 morning showers again, but things will clear up a bit in the afternoon with a high temperature of 89 degrees. Extended weather forecast, watch those temperatures now. We're holding them below the 90-degree mark right through the next 7-day cycle, and with that moderate breeze, things will feel a little bit more comfortable tomorrow. Those winds will be falling off by the middle of the week. So we'll be getting back to somewhat summer-like temperatures with higher relative humidity, and it's really the relative humidity that is keeping people a bit uncomfortable during the season.
It's really hot, and then it's going to be rainy.
Absolutely, but the rains will go away, so we'll have less rain tomorrow and a bit more of sun and a little bit of cloud in the mix as well. So it's a mix of cloud and sunshine, and your daytime temperatures, we're keeping them below 90s for you.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Well, before we end, I want to say thank you to the Prime Minister for allowing us to travel with him to 3 family islands today, and thank you to everyone who our news team met in Exuma, San Salvador, and Rumkey. Thanks so much for watching our news, and we really appreciate your warm hospitality. Well, that does it for the National Report. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This program is made possible by the sponsorship of BTC and Commonwealth Bank, and by viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
She has placed passion over profit. Raquel Dean is totally committed to the fine arts.
Our parents got a divorce because of you. Daddy confused the fact that mommy started to drink because her only daughter was raped. Let me go. You caused me to be raped 25 years ago. I was only 15, Dion. You don't even understand.
And you could say she held the monopoly back in the day. More than 30 years later, Toya's Typing and Computer School is still holding its share in the market.
You want all of these to be reduced? Or just okay. So liquid. Okay.